Alrighty, boys, we finally have the review of the Squidtrainer 1.5. So, I've had this thing for a little over a month now, and I've gotten to flip it a lot, and I've also gotten to let it collect dust on my windowsill. And so, let's get the pros out of the way first. One, this is like one of my mini grail knives. Like, I've always been hunting for this knife. So it's great to finally own one. And I'm going to try to keep the flipping in this video a little less than, like my unboxings are. I'll still do a few flips, but nothing crazy, just because I want to make sure that I'm getting my thoughts down. So basically, this is an older version of the Squidtrainer, if you didn't already know. And I got this one. This is in basically mint condition. And I got this one straight from Squid Industries themselves because they happen to have an extra one laying around in the shop, and I was interested, and I really wanted to get one, so I picked this one up for a great price. So yeah, it came with an extra handle, which is really cool of them. So yeah, there are not many 1.5s in this, in existence that are in this good of condition, so yeah, I'm pretty proud of owning this, but let's kind of get into what the meat of this video is. So how does it flip? Well, it's like a Squidtrainer, but a little more square. I don't know how to really explain it. If you flip like a V3 or V3.5, just imagine it's a bit more square. So that makes it a little less comfortable for fanning, although it still fans like great, and the knife is like comfortable overall. Just compared to either a Vortex or like a V3, here's my beater V3. The V3 fans, like, since it's a bit more round, it fans a bit smoother, is a good word for it. So that's one thing to take note of. Does choker fans a little weird because of that? So, like, there's a good example. Choker fans are a little odd with this thing. So when I do use this knife for combos, sometimes I'll do chokers, but most of the time I'll leave the fanning up to these knives. Also, what I have noticed is that the V3 feels a bit thinner, the handles at least. It feels thinner than the 1.5. The 1.5 is kind of a thick boy, so that's another thing. So this is brushed aluminum here. You can see there's no texturing on this whatsoever. But crazy thing is, this thing that has a texture, you can see the texture really well there, is a bit more slippery than that without the texture. And I know a lot of people are going to be like, oh my gosh, it doesn't have texture, it's going to be more slippery. That is not the case here, because since this thing has not been flipped as much as that thing, or my V3, it still has its factory grip, which is kind of like, when you unbox an aluminum trainer, it's like, oh, this thing is kind of grippy. Like, it kind of has grip to it. And then over the course of a few months, you slowly realize that actually it doesn't have grip. And that's only because, like, a lot of times your hands wear down like microscopic bits of the aluminum. So that makes it so that these knives are a bit more slippery. Also, update on my V3, I've just decided to beat the crap out of it. I don't really care about it anymore. Tolerances are trash. I don't care about tap. Don't care about how it looks, but it still functions. So, we're going to put her through the tests, kind of push her through her limits, see what we can do with this thing. So, yeah, on to the cons. As I mentioned before, there are very few 1.5s left in this good a condition. So that makes me not want to flip it, because I don't want to damage it, because that would be a shame. The handle gap came like this. It's already kind of going away a little bit. I haven't flipped the heck out of this thing like that, but, yeah, the handle gap is a little wonky. Sometimes the blade will hit the inside of the handles, and there are actually, if you can see, I don't think you can see that very well, but there are little marks inside the handles from the blade hitting it. So the fact that I don't want to flip this thing because it's so, like, perfect how it is right now, and again, it has literally perfect tolerances, no tap, minimal play. I'm very proud of how well I've kept this thing. The fact that I don't want to flip this thing and that it's in such good a condition is kind of like, I don't know, it's a turnoff for me. More times I'll pick up my V3, and even more times than that I'll pick up my Vortex, or in recent days. But the thing is that I'd, like, as much as I love owning the 1.5, I'd rather flip or own something that I really enjoy flipping, and that, I can flip, because even flipping this thing over, like, my bed, I'm kind of scared because I don't want it to hit the wall. Like, I'm kind of scared to flip it in here because I don't want to hit my cello case. It's just little things like that that kind of make it so that I'm kind of scared to flip it, because, eventually, like, I might sell it one day because, it's in that good a condition. And I'm sure that there are buyers out there that would want something like that. So, yeah, more times I reach for my Vortex than my V3. So basically, to wrap this up, it's kind of a short review because there's not really much to say. This thing flips great, right? It flips a little differently than what, some people are used to. But that's just the nature of, buying an older Squid product, because they aren't as refined as the newer products. That being said, it flips amazingly for what it is, but I don't flip it that much, which makes me sad because it's so cool. So, yeah, that's about it. I am leaning towards the side of selling this thing at some point, probably in a few months. I'm not set on selling it now, but, if somebody doesn't, like, really care about what this thing looks like and wants to flip the heck out of it, go for it. These things are great flippers, but I just can't bring myself to beat it up. So, yeah, that's about all I have to say. This video is about 7 minutes long, so that's good. Yeah, leave your thoughts down in the comments below or whatever. Peace.